Hey, you guys, Desmond here,
And LaCresha.
and welcome to the Unapologetically Honest Show, where we give our unapologetically honest opinion on our favorite TV programs. Today, we're here to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World, Season 1, Episode 4, The Snatch Game. So, LaCresha, what did you think of this episode?
I was very sad at the end.
It really was. But before we continue, I have to remind everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. We are climbing. Our subscribers are getting up there, honey. So just go ahead and join the family. We'll love to have you. Overall, I thought this was a good episode. I enjoyed this episode. And the ending, I thought Jimbo's exit was sad. Baby Pangina's.
Oh, heart-wrenching.
Baby, I clutched my pearls when Jimbo got sent home. I yanked them off this time. I'm like, my Lord.
I had to try my best to keep from trying to cry.
I cried. I'm not going to say a lie to you. It's one of the few eliminations that have made me cry. I was like, oh, Pangina. And I was doing good until I was seeing the judges' faces.
Right.
And then the black judge, I forget her name, the guest judge. I have a screenshot with her name on it. But her eyes were watery, and I'm like, hold it in, Desmond. Hold it in, Desmond.
Oh. I was like, no. Oh my God.
It's the game, honey. It's the game.
It's the game.
Blue chose to play it, honey. She chose
that part. I was like, Blue came to play.
I can't be mad at it. But, we'll get into that a little bit more.
No.
But one thing that I have noticed in our last few videos, I have not been talking about our top fours. And I think because by the time the end of the video, I'm so in the wrap it up mode that I forget we need to talk about that. So we're going to start doing it at the beginning of the episode.
Okay.
So out of our top fours, you only have two people left. Mo Hart,
ironically enough.
Jujube.
Who?
Mo Hart and Jujube. You also had Jimbo and Pangina Hills.
And they went bye-bye back to back.
And in my top four, I have three remaining. I have Mo Hart, Jujube, and Bag of Chips. Unfortunately, I lost Pangina Hills today. And our friend Stephanie, who's playing along with us, she has lost one as well, Jimbo. But she still has Jujube, Bag of Chips, and Mo Hart. So right now, me and Stephanie's in the lead. It's not looking good for you, friend. But there's only 2 episodes left. But who knows who's going home next? Because they're playing the game. And we fussed about we want them to play the game, honey. Well, they're playing it.
They're playing it now.
And, oh, did it hurt? Oh, did it hurt? But I couldn't be mad. So, are you ready to get into this episode?
Yes.
All right, honey, let me share this screen. So, we start off the episode. They come in and they read Jimbo's letter. And I'm so glad Pangina had the sense of humor because I'm like, oh, how is Pangina going to take that? Because some people could take that really oh my God, I can't believe she wrote that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that she didn't take it to heart. She understood the humor behind Jimbo's message. So I really did appreciate that. So they're all standing here, they're discussing, and then we go sit down and what's her name? Pangina. She only been gone 2 hours. And I'm like, what's her name?
That part.
Pangina was basically asked, why did you choose Jimbo? And at first she's like, no comment. And I'm finna say, this how we playing. But then she started laughing and, explained that the reason why she chose Jimbo to go is because she felt like Jujube did better in that week.
Right.
And I will say this, if you watch Thailand, they've made multiple decisions like that. The other person did better, but in this particular challenge, you did better than her. So guess what you're saying?
Right.
They've done that before. US has done that before. If we're gonna be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once she explained it that way, I was like, I wonder how she's gonna justify her sending home Jimbo. I would have been straight up at this point. I'm like, we're at the end of the competition. Everyone's fair game. You in the bottom. You had 2 wins.
I'm picking you off.
Bye.
Bye.
Then Bag of Chips had the nerve, the audacity
The goal.
The gumption to sit there and read Jujube's runway looks like hers been any better.
Oh my God. Bagga is, yeah.
I was sitting there, I'm like, you got some nerve.
Something.
Some nerve. And I'm like, ugh. Even though Bagga did really good this episode, we'll discuss. Anyway, Jenny was asked who did she pick, and she chose Jujube. And she was, and I was kind of wondering how she was gonna play. Because if you remember my comments from last week, I'm like, oh, she picked Jimbo too. She wanted to get even. But she stuck to her word because she said in the confessional last week, if I send Jimbo home, I'm a hypocrite because I fussed at her saying she's trying to play the game. How would I look doing the same thing?
Right.
And like, I get that. That's your personal gameplay, honey. You do what's best for you. I would have chose Jimbo. Just being real. And Jujube wasn't even upset this time. She's like, I get it. This is my second time in the bottom. Like, I can't expect her to save me every single time,
Right.
And this is the first time in All Stars history that it's constantly been two different people that the top two have chosen.
Right.
Because you think about week 1, Jimbo chose Jenny. Think about week 2. Who was she? Who was Jenny in the top with? Oh, Jimbo. Jimbo chose Jujube, and now Jenny Jack has chose Jujube. Right. So it's like the first time ever, like we're getting different results. Like there's different reasonings for queens to pick a lipstick when before it's all like, oh, we got to go by track record and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
this is my friend. And
this is not how you play the game, honey. I'm excited to see them play the game. Like, although China gave that reason, I know in the back of her head, she's like, she don't won 2 challenges. She's like my biggest competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at these queens. But it's the next day. They come in, they're sitting down, they're discussing Bagga's day dress, sundress, whatever you want to call that.
Moo-moo. It's a moo-moo.
Is it a moo-moo?
It's a moo-moo.
So they get the room mail. And based off the room mail, I couldn't really tell. If I didn't know Snatch Game was this week, I wouldn't be able to tell. I'd be like, okay, we're playing something? Like, what's going on here? I wouldn't have got Snatch Game from this message. And I like messages like that to make you think like, wait, what are we doing?
What is this? Come here.
Like, what are we doing? Like, I'm confused. Some confusion. So RuPaul comes in and announces that this week is Snatch Game, but with a twist. They're playing it Family Feud style.
I kind of like that.
I did too. I'm like, I hope this is something they do on Versus the World.
Yeah.
Like, All Stars now has Snatch Game of Love.
Yes.
I would have no problem if the Versus the World, there's a Snatch Game Family Feud.
Yes. Because I thought about it too, and I was like, do I want this to be in a regular Drag Race? And I was like, no, I think we should keep it special to Versus the World.
So when they do it, rumor has it's going to be Canada next. When they get to Canada, we do Family Feud style. Since Pangina won the lip sync the week before, she get to choose who her 2 partners are going to be in the Snatch Game Family Feud.
Ooh.
RuPaul, and here's our last weekly photo of Pangina at a drag.
Why you get one where she looks so sad?
Because it's a sad day. It's a sad day. Okay.
She looked like she on the verge of tears there. Just
It's a sad day. Okay, so we need a sad picture. So it's time for Snatch Game. This is the setup. I actually like this setup. Real cute. I was like, okay.
Right?
Okay. And then I like how they had the judges. Well, she wasn't a judge, but had the name of the team on there. Like if it was Family Feud, I'm like, work. Okay. So we had Katie Price, and if you don't remember, this is who Bimini Bon Boulash did on season 2. Remember, the nipples are the eyes of the face. This is who she's playing.
The nipples.
So we're going to go each character and see how they did. So up first, we have We had Bag of Chips as Kathy Bates, in particular, her character from Misery.
Silly.
Baby.
Yeah, she did that.
she did that.
She did that. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not particularly fond of the broad, but
I gotta give props where props that she did.
She did that.
Especially at the end when she was bullying Katie to pick hers.
Pick it. Pick it. Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I had
Drew. It's my favorite.
But then again, we knew Bagga was gonna deliver in Snatch Game. Like, come on. Like, some people you think of, they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna slay Snatch Game. When I saw Bagga was cast for this season, I'm like, oh yeah, she's gonna slay Snatch Game. Straight up. And she did such an amazing job. Such an amazing job. Makes me want to go watch Misery. I haven't watched it in so long. Made me want to.
I haven't willingly watched it in decades.
It's been a good, I can't even, was I in high school last time I watched it? It might have been. And that's 10 plus years, 12 years actually. Up next, we had Pangina Hills as Mariah Carey.
Ooh.
Now, she started off really good. Like the first few jokes were funny, but it got kind of, I don't want to say it was bad, but it got dull towards the end.
Right. But she ran out of material or something.
And she redeemed the Mariah Carey in my eyes, because if you remember, Kiara from Canada's Drag Race season 1 did Mariah Carey, and oh my God, it was so bad.
Ooh, Lord.
Remember that was when her and Priyanka did that I Drove All Night lip sync? And honey,
yes.
Digging around the files on my own computer, and I found our reaction to that lip sync, and I low-key want to post it, like on TikTok or something.
Where we do it.
Baby, because we were living. We were towards the end. We were living.
Do it. Look for it. Send me the file and we can post it on both of ours.
Oh, we were living. But anyway, I thought she did a good job. I thought she did a good job. Moving on to Jujube as Cher. I liked it. Oh, and I agree with Michelle when her
I can't do Cher, so don't come for me.
I agree with Michelle's critique that she was a parody of Cher, and I'm like, that is the perfect way to explain what Jujube did. Is it as good as Eartha Kitt? No, but it's better than her season 2 and her All Stars 1. So Juju did good this season. She did real good. I hated that the whole, if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom, because I imagine she would have been safe this week if there wasn't that play into this time.
Right.
But yeah, since you're not a big Cher person, you want to just continue?
I'm not saying I'm not a big Cher person. I just, don't have people canceling me for no reason.
Well, you don't have to like everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Look, I'm a popular song, Cher, movies, Moonlight, Mermaids is my favorite Cher movie.
I've never seen Mermaids. I've never heard of Mermaids. The only mermaid I know is the little one. And she wants to be part of our world. And she will be next year. I can't wait to go to theaters and see it.
It should be my color.
She will be. We have Michelle Visage here.
Yes.
See Michelle. Hair. Up first, we have Jenny Jacquet as James Charles. And in my opinion, she's the only one who truly bombed the Snatch Game.
Yeah. Like, she ran out of material quick. There were some things that I don't know if he had been canceled at the time this was filmed.
I think so, because she said he was controversial. So I'm thinking at this time he was already canceled.
But yeah, some of those jokes, none
of it was funny.
I was like,
I did check out the Hey Sisters, because I never watched James Charles, but I know that's his saying. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. Right. That's cute. But if you're gonna do a controversial figure, honey, You better make sure they funny.
There was nothing funny about James Charles.
No.
There is nothing funny about James Charles.
I'm gonna say I don't watch him to know if there's anything funny about him.
I've never been a subscriber when he was slightly more popular, less controversial. There were a few videos I watched. However, I've never really just been a James Charles fan.
I just knew him in passing, you know.
Like I never wanted his merch. I refused to buy his Morphe palette.
Honestly, if he wasn't canceled, I could have seen him being a guest judge on Drag Race with his makeup skills. You know what I'm saying?
He could have been.
He could have been, but baby, he dropped the bag. He dropped it.
Look, James Charles dropped the bag. Jeffree Star, you dropped the bag too. Like,
they tried to pick it back up like we didn't see.
He still is. I'm still subscribed. I just don't watch like I used to. Mikey, ma'am, I understand you're sick. Get better.
I have no idea.
Do better.
But let's move onwards to the highlights of the episode.
Oh my God.
As Mike Myers, but two different versions of Mike Myers. We got Austin Powers, and then we also I'm sorry. These were
100 million billion trillion dollars.
They were so good. This was so good.
Yes.
So good. Hands down my favorite of the night. Hands down.
Yes.
I bowed to
I was like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like I told you earlier, I had to watch it like 2.5 times. So like I was halfway watching it and I got halfway through and I was like, wait, let me finish cooking my food. So then I went back while I was eating and watched it and realized, wait, I'm not paying attention because there are jokes that I'm hearing, but I'm not reacting to. So then I went back and watched it. And this time I watched it and I was sitting there and it was like, every time they panned on her, I perked. And every time they panned on her again, I perked some more. And then by the end of it, I was like, oh, Blue is coming for it.
I knew, but baby, blue, I'm blue, da da dee da da da. I am here for you, honey. This was just so good, so good. And I was wondering, I was worried because, you know, I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to do somebody like she did last time and make them raunchy. I'm like, I'm not sure if that'll work this time around. So I'm glad she went with somebody who is raunchy.
Yes.
Yeah, baby. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
The amount of Austin Powers I've watched in my life.
Do I make you horny, baby?
That line always killed me.
Do I make you Randy?
And then that hairy chest, I was like, ooh, stop it.
The Britney Spears dance at the end of the first one. That's hilarious. Beyonce being attracted to Austin Powers.
That was the biggest, like, girl.
Look, it was her first movie.
Second, but yeah, it was. Blue did amazing. Blue did amazing. Up next is Mo Hart as Billy Porter.
She tried.
What? I love this.
It was good. I don't know. It didn't give me Billy Porter.
It gave me Billy Porter, honey.
He is a big personality. And I got like small blips of big personality.
I got it. I was thoroughly entertained by Mo. I was like my third.
You know what, though? I'm pretty sure there were things that he was referencing that I know nothing about because I refuse to sit there for an hour and watch Pose, but I'll sit there for an hour and watch 6 people ruin each other's lives. 12 people.
And a lot of the character came from his Pose character.
That's why.
Maybe that's why I lived so much for it.
Yes.
But it was so good to me. So good.
1 hour story arc can't do it. 1 hour story arc of reality people just sitting here being whiny little red flag people, I'll do it. And I'm gonna react to that on Friday.
I'm opposite of that. Like, unless it's like a drag race, like give me a competition reality show, I can sit there for an hour. But baby, I would rather sit there and watch an hour and a half episode of Euphoria than watch an hour and a half episode of Love is Blind.
But I love Love is Blind.
And I'm glad you love it.
Oh my God. But this season, we'll get into it. Anyways.
But that was the Snatch Game. Overall, really good Snatch Game. Really.
Yes, it was a really good Snatch Game.
So they didn't really have a mirror moment, but they did talk about controversies that could possibly lead you to getting canceled. And here's my thing when it comes to cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that term. Because people are like, oh, you're trying to cancel me. No, honey. We're trying to hold you responsible for your actions.
That part.
That is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. You said some messed up stuff in 2013. Granted, we know you're not the same person, but don't sit there and play the victim. You said what you said. You did what you did. Acknowledge it and say you'll do better. That's all we really want.
I mean, and like I said, like you don't like Jeffree Star.
Nope.
But he, at least the first time he got canceled, like he, to me, believably apologized and was like, "Oh, I'll do better." Yeah. I think the only reason why he got canceled this time around was because he was associated with other people who got canceled. And therefore they were like, oh, well, we'll just bring up your old stuff all over again, which was why I didn't see the point in it. I'm like, he's already apologized for all of that stuff. Why are you guys bringing it up again? I've
never really been a big fan of Jeffree Star in general.
I mean, and then that's different. Like I'm a fan because of the makeup, which he doesn't do that much.
I'm a fan because of the music.
See, and your MySpace era
days, honey.
Like ours are flipped because I didn't know who he was during MySpace. When I was on MySpace, and I didn't know
that song with Nicki. And at that time, I was really getting into Nicki. So I'm like, okay.
Right. See, because you know Jeffree Star and I knew Tila Tequila. Tila Tequila was my MySpace person.
I didn't know she came from MySpace until she got A Shot of Love. And they mentioned how she blew up on MySpace. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, I know her because of her, a shot
reality
of love,
show,
a double shot of love. And honestly, if she would have got a third season, a triple shot of love.
Whatever happened to her? Anyway,
she got canceled again for something.
I know at one point in time she got pregnant.
I can't keep up with her, but yeah.
But I didn't try to.
But that's my thing when it comes to cancel culture. Now, some people, you do something so vile, yeah, you're canceled. Kind of like the James Charles situation. I'm sorry, you're canceled in my eyes.
Yeah, James Charles, Todrick Hall.
And see, Todrick is redeemable because there's so many things that came out about Todrick. So I'm not exactly sure what 100% is true. But the thing that we know is true for sure is that he wasn't paying his dancers.
Right.
We know that for a fact. Everything else was just kind of speculated. And, a person would say this, a person would say that. But a common denominator in everything with Todrick Hall is he was not paying his dancers, to the point where now he includes that in almost every video, saying that his dancers have been paid.
Right.
So it's just, that's why I'm so on and off with Todrick. Like some days I'm like, yeah, I like Todrick. And then there's some days I'm like, and like just when I start liking him, he'll do something stupid.
Like go on Celebrity Big Brother.
But yeah, like he would be so good if he wasn't so bad. And I hate to put it that way, but it's just like, there's no other way I can put
it. I loved him in his early days of YouTube. I like 2013, 14 Todrick when he was doing the For Beyonce.
Yes, I love that era of Todrick as well. And even when Todrick had that reality show on MTV,
Yeah.
Showing how he made each one of the videos that were going viral. And I'm like, okay, I like this. But then, all the tea started coming out about unpaid dancers, SA, verbal abuse. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, Todrick, get your shit in order.
Mm.
And then
get your life, as he would say.
And then the whole controversy about this website, apparently he sold stuff on it, never gave the people their stuff.
Oh, when he moved this last time?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the full details on that, but I'm hearing that too. And I'm like, you need to get your house in order. If you want to be that representation in the main media, get your house in order.
Do right.
Treat people right.
Because you sitting here, you burning bridges, and like people said it a long time ago, even when he was on MTV, like you are catering and pandering to the wrong folks.
Yeah. And then it really makes me side-eye Taylor Swift because I know they're friends.
That part.
And I'm like, you know how much I love my Tay-Tay. I love me some Tay-Tay. And I just kind of look at her and I'm like, you're accepting the BS, or is he telling you something different and you're believing him? Because I'm not going to lie. My friend came and told me, no, this is what happened. Okay, friend, I believe you. Fuck everybody else.
Right. However, I think, but you haven't really just seen them together lately.
The last
time, Panorama?
No. But then again, Taylor Swift has been off in her treehouse recording Evermore. What was that other one? Evermore, Folklore, and re-recording all of her albums, which I'm hoping 1989 is next. Please, please.
Has she done Red yet?
Yeah, she did Red last year.
She did do Red last year.
She did Red and Fearless last year. Rumor has it she's going to do 1989 and Reputation this year. Please. Because 1989 was that album for me. I don't care what nobody says. That is her best album. There's not a skippable track on there. I'm excited to hear the vault songs too. I'm like, oh, what the vault? What you do on the floor? But you know what? Throw that to the side. You know what else you got for me? Okay. But yeah, when it comes to cancel culture and you just gotta own up to your shit, pretty much.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if something would come out about my past that was not pretty, which I don't think anything could, but say something does come up, I'm gonna be like, you know what? In 2010, at 18 years old, that's how I thought. Was it correct? No. Was I correct for saying those things? No. But me now as a 29-year-old, I don't think the same way. I don't feel the same way.
Right.
So I'm apologizing.
Right.
And then you could do kind of like what Nick Cannon did when he made those anti-Semitic remarks. He went to the rabbis. He went to the Jewish churches and educated himself to understand why what he said was wrong.
Right.
And he is like the prime example of what to do when you are faced with a controversy like that, because he could have easily got canceled for that. And they were trying
easily. Because he lost a lot. And when he went and redeemed himself, he was
he even lost Wild 'N Out for a hot second. But he did the work. And that's the thing. A lot of people like, you're trying to cancel me. I didn't do nothing. Just acknowledge what happened. Apologize and do better. That's all we really want.
Yeah, I mean, like me personally, like if this blows up, when this blows up, I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact there is one person who, the moment they hear my name in any public matter, will try their best to ruin my life because they're that petty. And even though the situation involved happened at this point in time, with it being 2022, 12 years ago, like I've apologized to them and they've refused. My family now knows the whole situation and not just their side. And, I'm not the only person to blame for what happened. It takes two, and in this case, it was three to tango. I've owned up to my mistake. I paid severely for my mistake, and I would just like to move forward with my life.
Yeah. Which is completely understandable. But yeah, that's just the one thing. Just own up to your shit. Own up. So yeah, so it was. I wish they, talked a little bit more about it, but they only have a certain amount of time. They probably did discuss this more in depth, but they only have so much time to show us their conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, anybody out there who's watching this, just own up. Own up. Apologize. Do better.
Do better.
But let's move on up to the main stage, and we're going to start off with RuPaul. Yes.
Yes.
This is probably my favorite look RuPaul's done in a minute.
Yes. All the leg.
She came out in this. I'm like, thank you.
She looked like you could just unwrap her like the best freaking chocolate bar.
Like, she's starting to do better with these outfits. If you think about the past few weeks, they're slowly getting better.
Right.
Okay, Ru. Okay,
and I like how they're pushing his chest up to make it look like
cleavage. I know, right? And then I love the shimmer on the body, the highlight. It goes with the dress. Like, it's all good.
His pecs must be getting into that phase where they're starting to sag, because once you hit your 60s, them things start to men sag too. Yeah. So now they're like, oh, well, we'll use it to our advantage and we'll push them up.
Push them up, honey. Push them up.
Make it look like it's cleavage. Go ahead.
Queen. Bitch, I'm the queen of drag.
Because she don't look like a 67-year-old woman. She look like a 45-year-old woman.
Is her 67? Hold on, I'm finna Google Ru's age real quick. That is not what I wanted. I want RuPaul's age. Quit playing with me upon this day. You will get cut. RuPaul age. RuPaul is
61.
Yeah, because my stuff is acting stupid. 61, yes. I don't know what that was. That was stupid. But anyway, let's introduce the judges. Michelle Visage, looking lovely as always. Alan and Graham weren't here this week. That was weird.
Yeah, he said it was ladies' night.
Yeah, so we had Clara Info and Michelle Keegan. So the category this week is Luck Be a Lady.
Yeah.
If you were told Luck Be a Lady, what would you have brought in?
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think about it because I didn't really necessarily hear what the category was. I just saw people walking out in green. You tell me yours, and then I'll think about
mine. Mine. I'm not even gonna sit here in front to you. I would have done. I heard Lucky. I'm like, okay, we can do. What you call it?
Britney Spears.
No. I saw Luck Be a Lady. I'm like, okay, first thing I could think of is Vegas. So why not Vegas Showgirl?
And kind of like Mo.
Then I saw Mo's and I'm like, yeah, she would have shut me down. Because I probably would have done a basic like you, oh, look at me. You know.
Oh, you'd have come out looking like Courtney Axe.
But the big feathers. They would have been
with the big marabou feathers.
It would have been orange, the big wig up to God, classic showgirl. I would have gave you the moment.
Oh, if I did that, then I would have
had the two big fins. I would have had the two big fins going up with me. Like I would have
did some version of like the I Am a Good Girl from Christina Aguilera.
But yeah, Mo, I was like, oh, she would have shut me down. Baby, they would have.
Yes, she would have definitely.
As good as Mo.
I mean, at least it was still some of your colors.
But let's get into these runaways. Up first, Blue Hydrangea. I love this. Yes.
I didn't understand it slightly, but
got it.
She served.
Yeah, I was like, oh, leprechaun work. I got it immediately. Maybe I saw the gold, and then you can see the gold kind of hanging off of them. I'm like, oh yeah, if a leprechaun was a drag queen, bam.
Bam.
This is what you would bring. I love every piece of this, from the makeup to the hair to the accessories to the small little details, like with the tights, the gold just shimmering off. It's just, this was all good for me. All good for me. What did you think of this look?
I liked it. It looks luxe. It looks like real.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cunty? Is that the term?
Yes, auntie. That, that thing that Maddie didn't have, that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I got from that. It's like,
Yeah. I felt you. Up next is Jenny Jacquet. I love this.
It was great.
This is great. I wouldn't change a thing.
No. This
was so good. And then having the board on the back, like, come on, muscles.
Right? Hips.
This was a good, this almost redeemed that terrible Snatch Game. Almost. Jujube. I didn't get the reference. Did you?
Not at first, not till she did the little arm thing.
Even when she did the arm thing, everybody was like, oh, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, I only got it because for some weird reason this year I decided, oh, anything spiritual, lucky, whatever, I'm going to embrace it. So in the midst of shopping for Valentine's Day stuff, they had Lunar New Year stuff. And in the midst of that was a money tree.
This is the Lunar New Year. So this is based off the Lucky Tree?
I got a Lucky Tree. That's based off the Lucky Cat.
The Lucky Cat. Okay. See, I didn't know. So yeah. Everybody was catching the reference, but I don't get it. But this is the best she's looked all season.
The whole season.
I'm like, thank you, Jujube, for coming out in something decent.
Finally.
It's a little, it's basic, but baby, at this point, I'll take it.
Right? No, but yeah, look up the little gold looking lunar cats.
I will do that right now. Since we are live and on the air. Well, we're not live, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Google. And it's a what cat now? Lucky Cat. Okay. Yeah. Let me see it. All right, let me see some images. Oh, okay. I see it now. Work. Okay, Juju. Thank you for giving us a decent look. Good week for you, Juju. Good week. We only got 2 more weeks left, honey. If you have any chance of winning, which at this point, I don't think you do, come on now. We need at least 1 win going into the finale. 1 win. Right. Because I love me some Elektra, but I still don't agree with her winning with no wins. But anyway.
The serve. The look. She looks like candy you could just unwrap and eat.
This is everything. This is one of my favorite runways I have ever seen. This is the second one from Monique. Mo. From Mo this season that I'm like, this is one of my favorite looks. Mo's Butch Queen look, and now this one. Oh, category closed, honey. Give her give her the 10s and give her the trophies, honey.
And she looks just like the flamingo. Yes, I am old enough to know what that looks like.
Look at it. And I'm adjusted the lighting so we can see that it lights up.
Yes.
I was like, this is everything.
Everything. Favorite look.
Again, Mo and Jujube are starting to show out. Is this the right time to start showing out? I'm just saying. Bag of chips.
What was this?
Girl, this was a damn Halloween costume.
It was. I was so disappointed.
Like, it's cute, but like, come on now. If you were going to be a leprechaun, reinvent it like Blue did.
That part.
Don't come out here in a Party City dress.
Look, because she showed dude look like the goddamn leprechaun scary movie.
Listen, the only one I saw was when the leprechaun was in the hood.
Oh, that one.
Why they sent that poor little leprechaun into the hood to scare my black people, I will never understand.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Who okayed that?
Like, who gave that the green light? Who said, yes, let's spend $100,000 on a leprechaun in the hood like he wouldn't have got shot at the first house? First time somebody saw something ugly with long teeth staring at him. Pow. Anyways, this was cute.
This was really cute. And I love how Pangina has her name on it. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. I love that with the 777s. And like Michelle says, even though this is a costume, it don't look like a costume.
Right. She total suspense of belief because I completely forgot that it was a costume. I love how the pennies came out at the bottom.
Like this was a home run for Pangina.
Yes.
Like this was an amazing look. And if you're gonna go out on any look, honey,
that was the look.
This is the look, okay?
Yes.
This is the look. So here are our top 6. Who had your favorite look of the week? Which, like, we don't already know.
Like, we don't know.
Go ahead and tell us who the favorite look is.
No.
Period. Even without the big wing set piece on her back, this is still
right. And she still looked like a flamingo. You can still tell what it is, even without the wings.
Stunning.
Yes. She said, let me throw these little jewels on the floor so you can slip and crack your ankles.
Now,
you got to be old enough to get that reference.
Now, this week, if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom. Which, this is something they've done in All Stars. They've done it multiple times. We knew it was coming. I didn't think it was going to be this week. I thought they were just going to do it the episode before the finale.
Right.
It made sense. 2 top, 3 bottoms. But hey, 2 top, 4 bottoms. But honestly, if there wasn't that situation, I truly feel like Jujube and Mo would have been safe.
Yeah.
Because Bagga, hold on, I got Blue Hydrangea and Bag of Chips are the winners of this week's challenge.
Uh-huh.
Do you agree with them 2 winning?
Based off Snatch Game, I agree with Blue winning. I honestly don't know who would have matched up with her otherwise. If you had to give it to somebody, I guess you could give it to Bagga.
See, I was kind of torn because Blue, hands down, runway, Snatch Game, mwah.
Yes.
But honestly, Bagga did an amazing job in the Snatch Game.
Yeah.
But her runway is clearly my least
garbage.
It's my least favorite of the week.
Garbage.
And
I went to the costume shop and added a couple of gold sparkles to it.
And Mo did a decent job in Snatch Game and a spectacular job on the runway. I personally would have put Mo in the top this week. Me personally. Because I'm like, you did decent in the Snatch Game. Like, you were funny and your runway was amazing. But you know me, I incorporate both.
Right.
Depending on how RuPaul feels is if RuPaul cares about what they got on the runway. And clearly, RuPaul didn't care the fact that Bagga had the worst look this week. But her Snatch Game was really good. Like, I can't even be mad that Bagga's there. Because her Snatch Game was so damn good. So it's just like, double-edged sword, but I am okay with Blue and Bagga being the top 2 of the week.
Right.
So we go to the back and the queens deliberate. Is there anything about this deliberation that kind of stuck out to you when they were talking?
No, not
it all sounded pretty typical. Are you going to save me? And yeah, I'll save you. What I found interesting is Mo, right off the jump, I am a man of my word. You save me, I'll save you. If the roles are reversed next week, you're safe.
Right.
Finale together. I'm like, word. And then Jujube was like, well, I can't, I gotta do whatever the challenge is first and see how that works. I'm like, Jujube, do you want to go home?
That part.
Because Blue is looking for a yes or no, especially this close to the finale. Will you save me next week? Straight up. She's no sugarcoating. What if I'm blah, blah? No. Will you save me? Because now if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom. I can still be good next week and be in the bottom. Will you save me? And Jujube wouldn't give that answer. And then even Jenny Jacquet was kind of, I don't know.
Iffy.
Yeah. And, Pangina, I think Pangina knew.
She had a target on the day.
I think she knew that her time was coming to an end. Especially if you pay attention to Pangina during the lip sync. Everybody else is dancing, have a good time. Pangina's like, the whole time. I think Pangina knew. I think she might have knew that her time was coming to an end. But we get back to the main stage. And this week's lip sync song is Let It Go by Alexandra Burke. And let me just say here right now.
Did you add it to your playlist?
I added it to the playlist. Baby, halfway through the song, I'm like, yep, I'm gonna have to add this. Oh, I'm gonna have to add this. Yep. What did you think of this lip sync? Like,
I think I just got distracted by how bad Bagger looked.
Listen, this lip sync was so chaotic, and I loved every second. It was so damn chaotic. I'm like, yes, give me more.
Give it to me.
Like, it was just, see, look, there's a shot of Pangina right there. Look, everybody else is all in it. She's like, she looked nervous here too. But yes, just like this was a chaotic lip sync in the best way. It could be chaotic and be bad. This was chaotic, but good chaotic.
He was like, yes.
Like at some points, I really thought it was going to be a double win. Baby, this cartwheel. And as you can see, Paul's living, Jenny's living, and so is Jujube. Again, look at Pangina. Like, I think she knew. I think she knows. But my goodness, this was so chaotic, so fun. I really enjoyed it. Like, it was it was so stupid. Girl, why did Blue do a death drop? I'm not calling that a dip. Girl, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
Girl, what the hell? Girl, what the hell was that?
She tried.
Honestly, I thought Blue was going to lose the lip sync for that terribleness. But anyway, they're still going. Like, it is a show. Like, just imagine being live watching this. I would have been no good, honey. But yes, I added this song to my playlist, honey. I kept rewatching this lip sync. I've been listening to it over on Spotify, baby. This is judges were having a good time.
Living.
It was just so fun. This was fun. It was just so fun. So RuPaul makes a decision, and Blue Hydrangea won the lip sync, and she won a golden repeater badge. And I love how Blue did. I love how Blue did the little the same. I'm like,
oh, Britannia.
I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
She watched too many times.
At this point, I want to say season 2 was airing when they shot this. So it was like, yeah, she watched her season plus whatever of season 2 before she dipped off. Bag is safe. And our bottom 4 is now upon the main stage. So LaCresha, congratulations. You are the winner of the lip sync. These are your 4 queens you must choose from. Whose lipstick would you have chosen?
Probably James.
Oh, okay. See, my thing is, if you look at it as the challenge, Jenny and Pangina did the worst.
Right.
But also, they both have the best track records there. So my thing is, I would have been torn. But I would have done the same thing Blue did.
You got rid of the biggest competition.
like I said, like I would play fair up until we get close to that finale. And at this point, I'm trying to win.
Mm-hmm.
And even Blue said that, that thought is in the back of my mind because you are strong competition when she was talking to Pangina. So I would have chosen Pangina just because she's never been in the bottom before. This is Janny Jackay's second time.
Right.
And she actually did bad in the challenge. So, but I wonder who Baga chose. I can't wait to see that because I think Baga also chose Pangina as a redemption for Jimbo because for some reason she wanted to get revenge for Jimbo. But yeah, so we got to the moment. She chose Pangina. And RuPaul's face, you could tell RuPaul's fake shock face. I think this was legit.
Yes.
Or either RuPaul became a better actress.
No, because then you saw Michelle, and Michelle was like.
Because part of me, I know that the producers on the show know, but I wonder if RuPaul, like if they tell RuPaul, hey, Blue picked Pangina, Baga picked, we'll just say Jujube.
Right.
And then she looks at the lip sync from those lens. But this makes me think maybe she didn't know.
I don't think she knew because hell, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't want to know. Especially trying to do, but then again, this is all produced. This is all a story. So she could know. Because, after the lip sync, RuPaul leaves the judges panel, goes to the back, rewatches the lip sync, talks to the other producers, and come back. Alaska actually confirmed that when they were shooting All Stars 2, that after every lip sync, RuPaul would leave and then come back like 20, 30 minutes later with the decision.
That explains why everybody's all put back together.
Oh, yeah. Close back. They had 30 minutes to get all that shit back on. Yeah, because they said they'll bring out chairs for the queens to sit on because they still have to stay on the main stage. So the queens will sit in their chairs and wait. I wonder if Michelle leaves the table too now because, she's a producer on the show now as well. I wonder if she leaves the table with Ru and they go in the back and they figure out, what they're going to do. Because honestly, this lip sync could have went either way.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed Blue more, me personally. But like, if she would have said Baga won, I wouldn't have questioned it. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't have chosen, but I could see it. It was just so chaotic. And when Baga rolled on that floor, I wish I would have got a screenshot. When she rolled on that floor, my Lord. Anyway, but yeah, like, this is her first reaction. This is Michelle's. Like it was a
tragic.
Jujube's crying. Clara, I remember her name, Clara. You could see the tears forming in her eyes, like. And then the fact that she kept apologizing to her Thai viewers. I'm like, honey, you have nothing to apologize for.
Nothing. Because you came and you slayed. And you just happen to be a bigger threat. That's how you gotta look at it.
And if you choose to continue being the co-host of Thailand, I feel like you can walk in there with your head held high because you slayed it. Because think about it. Week 1, top 2, and you won the lip sync. Week 2, you had a high placement. Week 3, top 2, and you won the lip sync. Like, you came and busted these doors down and said, don't think just because I'm a host that I ain't with it.
Right. That I have no business being up there. Let me prove to you real quick. I deserve to be the host.
Yes. And, if she does choose, because I believe they're going to shoot it later this year, she could walk in with her head held high. I was always questioning, like, she has to do really good or at least make the final to be like, but she did such a good job. Even her Snatch Game wasn't that bad.
Right.
But yeah, that really, and I think that's what got me the worst, that she just kept saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what makes you really sad.
Thank you. And it was all in her native tongue, and that's the part that was really getting me. I'm like, she is hurt.
Yes. And then you could hear her backstage just wailing.
This is hearing her cry. You can hear her. This is everybody's reaction hearing Pangina.
And it's just heartbreaking. And then they show this part, right? Her leaving. You can
tell
you could tell she was still back there when the show actually ended. When it was like, if you don't love yourself, you gotta love.
Yeah, because they say as soon as the queen walks off, RuPaul says, if you don't love yourself. So yeah, you could still hear. Because like when Rock'em Sakura left, she left crying like that. And they said the whole time until the music turned on for them to dance at the end of the episode, they could hear Rock'em crying. And this hurts. But this is what happens when you play. It's like she wasn't even, like you could tell she was hurt because she was sent home, but like she wasn't mad.
Right.
She was like, this is the game. I believe she sent me home because I'm a threat. Like,
and this time it was true.
And I can't be upset, especially when technically she did it.
Right.
So it's just like, I'm glad, you can tell she was hurt, because don't get me wrong. Let me be slaying it and I get sent home.
I'm butthurt.
Episode 4. Oh, y'all gonna hear me. Y'all gonna hear me. But I'm not gonna be mad at the other queen. It's the game, honey. I know what I signed up for. And that's what she signed up for this. This was a possibility the whole time. Like, this is what happens when you put the choice in the queen's hand. And I appreciate this season for playing the game. Because typically we'll see a few people try to play the game and make a power move here and there, but this whole season has them playing the game.
Yes.
So it makes me worried for Janny. It makes me worried for now Blue, because Blue now has a repeater badge. And it makes me worried for Bagga, because honestly, baby, I wouldn't care how everybody else looked. If I saw Bagga in the bottom, even with Pangina with her 6 wins, I would have been like, Bagga, get out of here.
Bagga.
Get out. Go. Baby. But yeah, it hurt. Like, I was hurt watching Jimbo leave, especially when Jimbo was just standing there crying. But I think when Jimbo cracked the joke, I'll get you, Rue, and your little dog too, that kind of lifted the room.
Right.
She walked out saying, I'm sorry, thank you, in her native tongue. And I'm like, got to be real. Got to be. And then here's her message saying, I love you all. And then right here, thank you very much, everyone. Love Pan. And that is it for Pangina upon this season.
I love you all from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, that hurt. But baby, it's the game. That's why I can't be mad, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Pangina would have got pulled. That this close. We're this close to the finale. And you running shit. And next week is like a challenge. I can see Pangina probably slaying and winning. You gotta go. But speaking of next week, it looks like everybody's doing their own individual room mix. From the preview, they said you will be redoing one of my classic songs, and it made it seem like each one is going to do their own and record like a verse for it. So I'm like, so it's a room mix, but everybody's getting their individual one. So okay, I'm interested. I'm like, how this gonna work? And like, did they give them a list of songs they can choose from, or can I choose the one I want? Because there's 2 songs. When I hear room mix, I'm still mad they haven't been room mixed to this day.
And that is
Dance With You. Turn the lights down now. Turn the music loud. I wanna dance. Oh, that's my jam. And then Fly Tonight. You remember season 6? You know the song they dance to at the end of each episode? That was Fly Tonight, what they were dancing to. Those 2 songs I've been asking Rue to have for a room mix for longer. So like, if I was on the show and they gave me a list, I'll be like, can I do Dance With You? I know it's not on here, but can I do Dance With You? Can I do Fly Tonight? Can I do Fly Tonight? Baby, I'll Fly Tonight, honey. I'll go out there and like, can I do Fly Tonight, please? But yeah, that's the way I'm taking it. It looks like each one of them is going to do a room mix. So I'm excited. But now we're looking at the game where Mo and Jujube are the only 2 without a win. Because Janny got a win and 1 badge. Well, she got 2 wins and a badge. Bagga got to win, and now Blue got to win with the badge.
Right.
So Mo and Jujube, if you want to be held as a serious threat in the finale, y'all got to be the top 2 next week.
Yep.
And with a challenge like this, I could possibly see them being top 2. Because Bagga's not the best with dancing. So if it's heavily choreographed, she might struggle. I feel like her moves would be funny regardless, but if there's some choreography, she might struggle with that. And my thing is, if we're doing this like room mix type thing next episode, what are we doing in the finale? What we doing? What's going on?
I don't know.
But honey, this one's gone a little bit longer, but we lost the fan favorite today.
Yes.
A fan favorite that was in both of our top 4s. All 3 of our top 4s, actually. No, just me and you.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think we need to go ahead and wrap things up here, because I don't know about you, but I need to shower and go to bed.
Same, because I got class tomorrow.
Fine, I got work.
Gotta love college algebra. Yay!
You gotta love being a behavior therapist. Anyway,
special needs kids. Yay!
Working with special needs adults. But we're gonna.
You should get them when they're younger and have way more energy.
I don't know. The ones I work with, they got a lot of energy. I'd be so tired. And like, I'm not even around them that much, but like, Lord, like, y'all just so into jazz. And
no, because y'all have the option. They run off, they run so far, you'd be like, oh, let me call the cops. Ours, if they get to the door, you still got to run after.
Yeah, and I'm still adjusting to working with individuals who talk, because prior I worked with nonverbal ones. So that's still an adjustment all this time later. I'm not used to being cussed out. that part, I'm like, woo.
What's funny is I've never really just been cussed out.
Oh, I have.
But they could cuss at me and I wouldn't care. Oh, but have you ever had an 8-year-old sit here and tell you shut up and stupid and spit at you all day?
Yeah, I have some badass cousins. I have some badass little cousins. But anyway, we're not here to talk about our jobs, honey. Let's go ahead and wrap things up here. LaCresha, where can they find you on the media?
You can find me at Cresha McGill on all social media. That's CRESHA MCGILL.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SIMPLYDESMOND. Thank you so much for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and hit that bell notification while you're at it, honey. Because we be posting at random times. I ain't gonna lie to you. We do. But we'll get better at that.
Jobs.
We got jobs. Like jobs.
If y'all want us to stay home and do this all day, I'm gonna need you to get our subscriber count up.
Baby, I would love for
Make a ghost account.
I would love for this to be high enough for me to quit. That is the goal. To be able to, for both of us to live comfortably off of what we make. That is the goal. But anyway, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we will see you guys Saturday for our US season 14 review. Y'all be blessed.